About a year ago, I made a video talking about all the different monsters from legends and folklore that appear in our fighting games, and a lot of people seem to have liked it, asking me to create a part 2 covering some that I missed. Well, since it's Halloween again, and I'm such a nice guy, don't forget to like and subscribe, let's take a look at some more creatures and monsters that appear in fighting games. If you haven't seen the first video yet, be sure to watch that, but anyway, here's part 2. Technological advancement has always been a scary prospect. As we march forward, tech becomes better and better, and it starts to become more intelligent, more versatile. There's always a question that is often asked: did we go too far? Sentient AI, hell-bent on humanity's downfall, has been a staple of science fiction, and in turn, a staple in fighting games. A soulless husk of metal and wires that feels no pain, no regret, no mercy. Folklore from Killer Instinct, Justice from Guilty Gear, and of course, the one, the only, T-800 from Terminator in Mortal Kombat 11. A big theme for robot characters is their durability, usually having more health than regular characters, or deploying a form of super armor to absorb big damage. They also don't show pain when hit, which, makes sense. Why would you program a robot to feel pain?
Why was I programmed to feel pain? Why, creator? Why? Ow.
Of course, there are good robots in fighting games. You got the Robot Sisters from Persona 4 Arena, and Robot Fortune from Skullgirls, just to name a few. I'll also throw cyborgs in here as well, with characters like Painwheel and, well, Cyborg. Not so much of a killer robot, but the fusion between man and machine is an element of horror that sort of bridges the gap between full-on AI, where there's still some humanity left in them, despite all these circuits and metal.
From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me.
You ever try to punch a ghost? I tried once. But what I'm getting at is it's really hard. Almost every culture on Earth has stories about ghosts. So if you were making a fighting game based on horror, you might want to throw one in there. Fighting practicality be damned. Obviously guys, the best ghost character in fighting games is Hisako from Killer Instinct, and I won't hear otherwise. Based on the Japanese Onryo, that's probably not right. Hisako is a vengeful spirit who haunts her town after it was defiled by the game's main antagonist. She nails everything with her slow, creepy walk, teleport, and unnatural body convulsions. And in fact, she was such a good character, they made another one called Shin Hisako. A good character getting an evil version is common. A bad character getting a good one is rare. Aside from Hisako, Ermac from Mortal Kombat is the embodiment of multiple spirits working together, and Zappa from Guilty Gear has his own ghosts that do the fighting for him by possessing his body. Speaking of Guilty Gear, does Dizzy's spirits count as ghosts? I'm gonna say yes. Human hybrids are another staple of folklore that have been around for thousands of years. From your harpies to your centaurs, from your sirens to your lamia, and from your sphinx to your, cat girl. Instead of asking riddles, they just make a mess on the floor. Now, the cat girl is mainly a staple of Japanese culture, and since most fighting games come from Japan, there's going to be a lot of them. There's also no real common fighting style between these characters, aside from maybe using claws, so it's mostly a design thing. Obviously Felicia from Darkstalkers is the queen of cat girls, but QB is another fitting hybrid example, this time being a weird human bee thing. Makoto from BlazBlue is your classic squirrel girl, and Kokonoi is the game's resident cat girl alongside Taukaka, which is just a cat. And then there's Neko-Arc.
Freaking brothers every way like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day.
On the other side, Miss Fortune from Skullgirls is the West's answer to the Catgirl debate, And Devora from Mortal Kombat is the answer to the weird human bee thing. That's gross.
There are cats here too.
But they're not cats, they're teenage girls.
Well,
we can't go in a maid bar.
But Master James, seeing is believing.
So between the first video and the second, we've covered vampires, werewolves, zombies, demons, killer robots, ghosts, and hybrids. I think that pretty much covers all the major monsters and creatures from folklore and fighting games, but here's a quick rundown of a few tropes that couldn't fill a section of their own. An innocent looking character, usually a little girl, that acts in a non-threatening and cheerful way, but is actually quite sadistic or more than she seems. Cagliostro from Grand Blue and Boletta from Darkstalkers are examples of this one. Classic trope dating back to the 19th century where disturbing a mummy's tomb infects you with a terrible curse. Alongside the werewolf and vampire, the mummy is another creature that's had its fair share of screen time in early horror movies. Ankaris from Darkstalkers, Kanra from Killer Instinct, although technically he's Babylonian as the curse is more associated with Egyptian mummies, and Skemet from Skullgirls. Funny since I used Eliza to fill the vampire trope in the first video, and now her parasite is filling in the second. I shouldn't have to say too much about skeletons. Revenant in Soul Calibur, Spinal in Killer Instinct, and Skullmania. Clearly Skullmania is the king of them all. So that's about it for all the monsters and fighting games. Like I said, I pretty much covered everything between these two videos, so there probably won't be a third. If you're looking for a good horror themed game, then I would recommend Killer Instinct as it's the newest game and still has a decent player base thanks to the crossplay. Just be sure to buy the Windows version and not the Steam version. Darkstalkers obviously is the granddaddy of horror fighting games, which you can play on Fightcade for free. And if you're looking for something non-fighting game related, well, you can't go wrong with the GOAT First Encounter Assault Recon, my favorite game of all time. So that's the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and have a happy and safe Halloween. I'll see you guys next time.